Books presents an unabridged recording of Liberty Falling by Nevada Barr, narrated by Barbara Rosenblatt. This book is copyrighted 1999 by Nevada Barr. This recording is copyrighted 1999 by Recorded Books. When Anna's beloved sister Molly becomes gravely ill, Anna rushes to her bedside at New York's Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. What began as pneumonia has turned horrifyingly more complicated, and Anna, helpless, can do nothing except sit and watch. Far from the wide-open spaces she's used to, Anna joins a colleague in the National Forest Service on Liberty Island, seeking solitude across the harbor from the world's busiest city in the majestically decayed remains of the hospitals, medical wards, and staff quarters of Ellis Island. And now, Liberty Falling.
Chapter 1. Of course Molly would live. Anything else was unthinkable. But Anna was thinking it. Concerned for her mental health or their own, the nurses at Columbia Presbyterian had banded together and banished Anna from the hospital for 12 hours. Once pride-free of the rain-streaked monolith housing umpteen floors of misery, Anna fled the far reaches of the Upper West Side, spiraling down into the subway with the rainwater. Huddled on the No. 1 train, she rattled through the entrails of Manhattan to the end of the line, South Ferry. The subways weren't those she'd known as a young woman, a wife, living in New York City with Zach. These were clean and silver. They smelled of metal and electricity, like bumper cars at the carnival. Graffiti artists, frustrated by the glossy, unpaintable surfaces, made futile attempts to etch gang symbols and lewd declarations of adolescent angst in the plastic of the windows. Vandals lacked patience and dedication. At South Ferry, Anna sprinted up the stairs and burst from the station like a deadline-crazed commuter and across the 3 lanes of traffic that separated the subway from the pier. The National Park Service staff boat, the Liberty 4, was waiting at the Coast Guard dock, floating on the tip of Manhattan Island. Anna got aboard before they cast off. Kevin, the boat captain, winked. "I wouldn't have left you." She knew that. But she'd needed to run, to see the planks of the pier passing beneath her feet, to feel she'd outpaced the demons, beaten them to the boats. Ghosts can't cross open water. On shipboard, she kept running. Avoiding kindly questions from Kevin, she left the warmth of the cabin and went to the stern. Under the dispirited flapping of the American flag, she watched the skyline, dominated by the twin towers of the World Trade Center, recede, carried away on the wake of the Liberty 4. Patsy Silva, the woman on Liberty Island with whom Anna was staying, referred to this pose, this view, as her Barbra Streisand moment. It was the East Coast equivalent of Mary Tyler Moore throwing her hat into the air in downtown Minneapolis. Crossing the harbor, Anna tried to fix her mind on the movie that had burned that image into the collective unconscious of a generation of theatergoers, but couldn't remember even the title. The NPS boat stopped first at Ellis Island. From there, it would continue its endless triangle, ferrying staff to Liberty Island, then the third leg of the run, back to MIO, the dock shared with the Marine Inspection Office of the U.S. Coast Guard, where Anna had boarded. Farther out in the harbor, the Circle Line ferried its tourist cargo in roughly the same path, but docking at different points on the islands. Anna was bunking in Patsy Silva's spare room in a cozy little cottage on Liberty Island, in the shadow of the great lady herself. The view from Anna's bedroom, could it be duplicated, would jack the price of a condo into the high 6 figures. As it was park housing, Patsy and her roommate paid the staggering sum of $140 a month, recompense for living in an area a GS7 on NPS wages couldn't possibly afford. Loath to go home immediately, to strand herself amid the all-too-human accoutrements of coffee cups and telephones, Anna thanked Kevin, disembarked at Ellis, the Liberty Four's first stop, and slunk away, keeping to the deserted brick alleys. For ease of reference, Ellis was divided into 3 islands, though all 3 of its building complexes shared the same bit of earth and were joined together by a long, windowed walkway. Island 1 was the facility the tourists saw. Spectacularly refurbished in 1986, it housed the museum, the registry hall, the baggage room, and the service areas through which 12 million of the immigrants who poured into America from 1892 to 1954.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.